my paper is peer revised, I usually ask them to look for less like general large ideas, mostly grammatical stuff that I missed when I read over.
Probably just some small like sentence changes in terms of grammar.
If my paper is peer revised, I would expect someone who's interested in the English department to revise my paper, and
I guess I would just expect that they would help me, like, with my word choice and with, like, any little grammatical things that spell check didn't catch or something.
I expect my peer to grammatically check my paper, find basic grammar mistakes, and then check out basic format mistakes, I guess, for outlining mistakes to see if my paper is organized in a reasonable fashion.
Checks for grammar mistakes to see if it's congruent with the topic that I'm supposed to write, if my thesis is there, if it's supported, in what ways they're supported.
I would just expect more like grammatical and sentence structure corrections, because I don't think they'd be able to help content-wise.
At minimum, I would hope that they use the opportunity of working with a peer to read the thing out loud to make sure if it sounds right. I mean, the peer editing process, this might not be official peer editing, but the peer editing process, I hope, would involve the person actually trying to speak the paper out loud to another individual to whom they wanted to make a point.
You know what you're trying to say and trying to clarify that someone else knows what you're saying as well.
I guess I go in expecting that sort of outsider perspective.
You know, it's one thing to hear this or to get this from your professor, but it's quite something else if you have your friends and your peers.
If my paper is peer revised, well, I would just expect the person revising it just to make maybe a few grammatical corrections and give me more suggestions on what I could do to make the paper flow better and organize my ideas better. Besides that, nothing major. I mean, the paper is my responsibility to write.
The whole ideas and concepts to make sure it flows well.
Oh yeah, it's ideas, and it's also mutual kind of instruction, I think.
Students are in a more supportive situation. Like, it's not just the professor coming in on them and telling them, you should do this, you should do that. Students actually respond to one another. And that's what I'm hoping that the revision sessions can accomplish for them.
So it's important that you teach students how to peer edit. So you have a couple of sessions beforehand on how you peer edit. You practice peer editing, and then you let the students do some peer editing of their own.